Hi, and welcome into our preview of this week's WLTX Game of the Week between White Knoll and Lexington. Could not be a bigger matchup for you guys. Not just the fact that it's the playoffs, but it is also a rivalry game, super highly charged atmosphere for sure on the campus of White Knoll High School this coming Friday night. They just met a week ago, White Knoll and Lexington did. Lexington got the better of the Timberwolves in that contest, 50-33. And now by virtue of playoff magic, here you guys are going to meet up again with everything on the line. Lexington 6-5, 3-2 in the region. White Knoll had a terrific season, 8-3, 4-1 region championship for White Knoll, which is a terrific achievement for them. But those records almost mean nothing now in the playoffs because it's either win or go home. Neither of these teams want to do that just yet. They've got too much to play for. First off, from Lexington, we have Liam Ronan, your right tackle, or right guard, I should say. I'm not going to try to kick you to the outside just yet. Right guard, what's been this experience like the past few games where you feel like Wildcats have really kind of righted the ship?
It's been awesome, man. I mean, I love all my teammates. They're all great guys, and I know they're going just as hard as I am. And we're just going to do whatever we can to keep our season going, make it last as long as we can. What
was the key for y'all to be successful this past Friday against White Knoll?
I think we just finally started coming together as a team. Offense started clicking, started scoring a lot of points, and when you start scoring points, it's easy to win ball games.
Yeah, Wildcats, speaking of Lexington scoring points, I think you've scored 97 in your past two games. That's not bad. I think I had written down somewhere that's 48.5 points per game average. From your standpoint, from White Knoll, we've got Kendrick Curry, defensive back. How do you slow that down?
Oh, it's a tough thing to slow down, but we just got to make sure we come out as hot as we can. We can't have any slow starts and people not knowing what they're supposed to do. Everybody's just got to do their job, lock down on their keys, read the game, and play as fast as they can the whole time.
What are some of the lessons that you take from last week, being on the road, so always a bit of a different environment, but what do you take away?
We have to come out hot. We came out dead in the first quarter. We weren't as energetic as we should have been. We weren't as focused as we should have been. Some people were lackadaisical. And this week we just got to be focused the entire time. We've had a good week of practice, focused on making sure everybody's in tune, knowing their jobs and their keys. So I think that's what we have to do, and I think we're going to do a good job of it.
Could part of that have been a result of the fact that you already had the region championship in hand, and you're sort of just maybe positioning yourself for playoff seedings?
I don't think that the team was thinking about positioning for playoffs. We wanted to win. Mm-hmm. We like to win. We don't like to lose, and we wanted to win the game we came in, but I think some people may have looked ahead, which could have been a bad thing. We were looking forward to things that we shouldn't have been playoffs before we got to the next game. Like we have the whole season just looking forward to the next game, and I think we kind of skipped that.
Now, Liam, when you look at White Knoll, what do you see as sort of their strengths that you have to be concerned with?
They have a really pretty strong front seven on their defense. I haven't watched too much of their offense playing on offense for us, but their nose guard's he's a strong guy, and their linebackers really fly around and they make plays. So we just got to get on them and try not to let that happen.
And Kendrick, what do you see as the strengths looking across the line of scrimmage from Lexington?
They have a lot of talent on defense. They fly around. They're really fast on defense. They can get to the ball. They get to the people every time. Someone's always in the quarterback's face, and our line is locked down on it. But their offense, they have big, strong linemen. They're big, they're fast, they're athletic everywhere, all around.
And what was the mood of the team when you guys found out that you would be facing Lexington and being able to have it at home?
It was an excitement, and along with a time to get to work, time for us to stay focused up because we got a second chance. And you don't get many second chances at life, and this is one that you rarely will ever get to face your rival again. And so we all just we were happy that we got another chance to play Lexington again.
And Liam, when y'all got the news that you'd be facing White Knoll, not only that, but traveling over to see them, any thought that maybe you could have taken some of those points from last week on the road with you?
That'd always be nice, to get a head start. But we were really excited, There's nothing better than getting to play your rival again, especially as a senior, you thought that was my last game ever against White Knoll. Now I get another shot at them. Just get to keep grinding away and keep pounding.
Well, a terrific matchup this Friday night for WLTX's Game of the Week. Terrific coaches on the side with Josh Stepp and Dean Howell, terrific athletes on the field such as yourselves, and a lot of pride and a lot of Lexington County spirit on the line for sure. I think Coach Stepp had mentioned y'all had won the district champions, if not region, so looks like that title is going to be back on the line again one more time. It'll be Friday night, and White Knoll will get a chance to avenge last week's loss, but anything can happen in playoff football. It's our game of the week. White Knoll and Lexington coming to you from White Knoll, 7:30 Friday night. We'll see you next week. Hi, welcome back to our extended Game of the Week preview for WLTX's Friday night Game of the Week between Lexington and White Knoll High Schools. With us is Lexington coach Josh Stepp. I'm going to have to say formerly of Pelion High star-studded fame. I was fortunate enough to cover you, Coach, and it's always nice to be able to reminisce about those good times. But boy, you're creating some good times now at Lexington High School. We're able to kind of take an up and down season, caught some tough breaks, but play well late. I think you've won 3 of your last 4. That's a great bit of momentum to have going in. And of course, Friday night you faced White Knoll, arch rival, a team that had won 8 straight, and were able to give them a sound beating. And now the reward for that is you get to play the team you just beat again at their place. So a lot of dynamics on the line. What do you take in terms of your message to your team this week?
We approached it as what it is. It's our first round playoff game. Yes, it's White Knoll, it's your rival school, but we really looked at it as our first round playoff game, a game we've got to win to stay alive. And our kids have really taken that to heart this week, had a good week of preparation, and hopefully they'll come out and play well Friday.
Are there any things you try to do differently when you're playing a team for the second time in such a quick space of time turnaround?
Yeah, you got to put some new wrinkles in, some things that they might not be ready for. But really, for us, we approached it just like we do every week, worried about us, making sure we're good on our assignments, making sure we're ready to go out and execute, and whatever happens on Friday happens. We don't really worry too much about our opponent from week to week. We're more concerned with what we do in all 3 phases of the game.
You've had a team that's had some big ups and downs, like a big win over arch rival River Bluff in the first meeting where it's an actual region game, and then you follow that up with a kind of tripping up loss to Irmo. On the road, things go wrong, and it's kind of tough to fight back, but you get your team back refocused for the White Knoll game last week. Do you sort of use that lesson of, hey, you've got to be ready to play no matter what happens, up good or bad?
Yeah, absolutely. And, we've got a young team. We've got some really young kids playing some key roles for us this year. So, you're going to struggle with the consistency. And it's kind of been that way for us all year. Going back to last year, being 10-3, tied for a region championship, winning a playoff game, we got all the breaks. And we stayed healthy. This year, the ball hadn't bounced our way, and we've been beat up and banged up all year. But, those things happen in football. So, but I think it speaks volumes to the type of character of kids we've got at Lexington High School, that they've stayed the course. They trust in what we do, believe in what we do, and I think it's paying off for them now.
Yeah, especially when you can finish the season strong, go overcoming the adversity that you have and putting together some memories, especially for those seniors that are going to last them a long time. And hopefully, if things go well this coming week, you can always add one more week to that. And I'm sure that's all you're looking at the point. Yeah,
absolutely. It's our first round playoff game. Got to win to keep playing, and that's kind of how we've approached it all week. So we want it for these seniors. We don't want their season to end. And I think hopefully we're playing well at the right time.
Coach, good to have you in the studio. Good to see you, as always.
Absolutely.
So happy for this game. WLTX's Friday night game of the week. White Knoll High School will host traveling Lexington in a Lexington County showdown for the first round of the 4A playoffs. We hope to see you out there.